Little handmade nails with square shanks were discovered. If they were modern, they would be glued, but this find suggests they date back to the 1800s or even earlier. Adding to the intrigue, a possible ancient boot sole was unearthed near the stone road in the swamp. If it truly is ancient, how old could it be, and who might it have belonged to? The search for treasure on Oak Island is far from over, and today, something unexpected might turn the tide. At the garden shaft, the team is piecing together clues that could change everything. Rick and Alex Lagina, along with Gary Drayton, Laird Niven, and Emma Culligan, are working together to make sense of their latest discoveries. Just last week, they unearthed a mysterious coin and a Phoenician bead, both of which could point to an ancient connection. But that's not all. Pottery pieces that could be centuries old and even the boot heel have been found, raising more questions than answers. Could these items finally explain who was really on the island and why? The hunt continues, and the secrets of Oak Island are closer to being uncovered than ever before. The morning on Oak Island feels different today. There's a certain energy in the air, as if the island itself is waiting for something to be revealed. The team's mission is clear: return to the garden shaft and continue the search for the elusive treasure. This is no ordinary dig. This area has been tied to some of the most significant discoveries made over the years. The garden shaft has always been a focal point of the treasure hunt, with its rich history of strange artifacts and unexpected finds, but today, the stakes feel even higher. Rick and Alex Lagina are already discussing their next steps as they make their way toward the excavation site. They have been through this before: countless digs, endless dead ends, but something about today feels different. If we're going to find anything that ties back to the treasure, it's going to be here, Rick says, scanning the shoreline ahead. Alex nods, his mind focused on the task at hand. We've got new evidence from around here, Dad. This could be the breakthrough we've been waiting for, he replies. Their conversation is full of determination, but also the weight of the years they have spent chasing answers. The team's optimism is fueled by solid leads they've uncovered recently. New evidence has surfaced near the shoreline, and while it may seem like just another clue in the long list of possibilities, something about it feels different. An ancient coin, a Phoenician bead, and traces of pottery have caught their attention. Could this be the breakthrough they have been desperately searching for? Each new find adds another layer to the mystery, and today's mission is set to dig deeper into these discoveries. As the team prepares to begin excavation, the air is filled with anticipation. With every tool and every careful move, they edge closer to solving one of history's greatest puzzles. The shoreline holds its secrets, and with each turn of the shovel, there's a chance they might uncover something that finally connects the dots between the island's strange past and the treasure that still eludes them. This is not just another day of digging, it's a chance to make history. And the garden shaft, where so many clues have already been unearthed, is the perfect place to start. As the team gears up, there's a shared understanding: this could be the day they finally unlock the answers they've been chasing for so long. The morning is filled with quiet excitement as they gather to review their recent finds. In Lot 5, near the shoreline, they have uncovered two objects that could hold the key to unlocking Oak Island's many secrets: an old coin and a Phoenician bead. Both items were discovered not far from each other, and the connection between them is sparking curiosity. Could they be part of the puzzle that has eluded treasure hunters for centuries? Rick Lagina holds up the coin for the team to examine. It's small, possibly a penny or halfpenny, but what's more important is its age and the story it could tell. Gary Drayton, the team's expert metal detectorist, takes a closer look. It's the right size for a penny or halfpenny, but it's definitely old, he says, squinting at the worn edges. This could be from the 18th century, the design seems to match something from the late 1700s. The possibility that this coin could date back to the same time period as the discovery of the money pit raises intriguing questions. Could this be a clue that predates the infamous pit itself? Emma Culligan, the team's archaeologist, steps forward to take a closer look. Using the Skyscan 1273 CT scanner, she prepares to examine the coin in greater detail. The non-invasive CT scan emits radiation, allowing her to peer beneath the corrosion and reveal the finer details of the coin's design without causing any damage. As the scan takes place, the tension in the air is palpable. Slowly, the image on the screen sharpens, and Emma speaks up. There it is, she says, pointing to the inscriptions revealed by the scan. It's an English penny or halfpenny dating back to the reign of King George II. The coin was likely minted between 1760 and 1820. The discovery is a big one. This coin, potentially from the 1700s, could even predate the discovery of the money pit by several decades. The question now becomes, how did it end up here? Was it lost by early explorers, or is it tied to something deeper, perhaps even the treasure hunt itself? The team is left wondering, could this coin be an essential piece of the puzzle they've been trying to solve for years? Just as the coin's mystery begins to settle, another discovery catches the team's attention: a Phoenician bead found nearby. This small artifact could be evidence of ancient international trade routes. The Phoenicians, known for their vast trading network across the Mediterranean, could have traveled far beyond their home, leaving behind traces of their civilization in unexpected places. The bead might be more than just a decorative object. It could point to a connection between Oak Island and ancient trade routes, potentially linking it to a lost history of exploration and discovery. The team is left grappling with the implications of these finds: a coin from the 18th century and a Phoenician bead, two objects from completely different cultures and time periods, yet found so close together. Could they hold the answers to Oak Island's mysteries, or are they just more scattered pieces of an ancient puzzle? The team moves deeper into the garden shaft, with each step heightening the anticipation. The ground seems to hold more secrets, and their hopes are high as they continue their search. Then, out of the earth, they uncover several pieces of pottery, fragments that immediately spark a new wave of excitement among the team. One piece stands out: it appears to be Chinese porcelain. Gary Drayton is the first to react. "Look at this," he says, eyes wide with enthusiasm. "This is fine-quality Chinese porcelain. You can tell by the smooth texture and those blue designs." His voice reveals a sense of wonder as he gently picks up the pieces, carefully inspecting them. The porcelain, with its intricate patterns, seems out of place in the swampy terrain of Oak Island, and yet, it might be the missing link they've been searching for. Rick Lagina steps in, offering some historical context. Chinese porcelain was highly prized in Europe during the 16th and 17th centuries. It was traded all over the world and was considered a luxury item. For these pieces to end up here on Oak Island, it's not just a coincidence. Rick's insight sets the stage for something even bigger. This porcelain might not be a random artifact, it could be tied to significant historical events that span across oceans. Archaeologist Laird Niven, the team's expert on historical artifacts, adds another layer to the mystery. The Portuguese were some of the most active explorers and traders during that time, he says. They would have been bringing back Chinese porcelain as part of their trade routes. Laird's words paint a picture of global exploration and trade, suggesting that these items could have arrived on Oak Island via Portuguese explorers in the early 1500s. The narrative takes an even deeper turn as the history of Portuguese exploration unfolds. Famous figures like Vasco da Gama, known for opening up sea routes to India and China, were not only navigators but also key players in the global trade network of the time. The Portuguese, along with their ties to the medieval Templars, might have had a hand in laying the foundations for what would later become a treasure hunt of legendary proportions on Oak Island. The possibility of a Templar presence on the island gains traction, as these explorers were often tied to secretive societies with vast wealth and knowledge. As the camera zooms in on the delicate blue patterns of the porcelain fragments, the narrative feels even more connected to history. The cracks on the pieces seem to whisper stories of a time long gone. The porcelain could be the smoking gun that links them directly to the island. The discovery of the pottery, especially the Chinese porcelain, adds a rich layer to the mystery. Could these artifacts point to a forgotten chapter in history? And if Gary's theories are right, the stone road might not just be a path through the swamp, it could have been a key part of an ancient international trade route, connecting the farthest corners of the world to Oak Island. As the team continues their excavation near the stone road, they remain hopeful that they are closer than ever to unraveling one of history's greatest mysteries. A new discovery catches their attention: a boot heel, partially buried in the soil. The artifact, old and worn, seems to have been left behind by someone from another time. It's an unexpected find that instantly piques curiosity. Gary Drayton is quick to kneel down, carefully lifting the boot heel from the ground. He inspects it with keen interest, noticing the square hobnails embedded into the leather. This is a clear sign that this heel is from an older time, Gary says. Hobnails like these were used before modern adhesives to fasten the sole to the boot. We're looking at something from the 1800s or maybe even earlier. Rick Lagina joins Gary, his eyes narrowing as he examines the piece more closely. This is a rare find. You don't see hobnails like these very often, especially in this condition. It could give us vital clues about who was walking this area long ago. The boot heel itself is unassuming, yet its age and craftsmanship are enough to ignite questions. Was it left behind by someone who walked this land centuries ago? The mystery deepens as the team discusses the possibilities. Rick suggests that the proximity of the boot heel to the stone road could be more than just a coincidence. Whoever built this road must have had some reason to be here. This boot heel might help us figure out who they were. Could it be early settlers or perhaps pirates? He asks, looking out over the swamp. The idea of pirates is intriguing, especially considering the island's notorious history with treasure hunts and legends of hidden riches. The boot heel now sits as an enigmatic clue to a past that remains elusive. Could it belong to someone connected to the treasure hunt, or perhaps a group of explorers who left behind more than just artifacts? As the team continues to search, they wonder who exactly might have walked these grounds centuries ago. Were they the road's builders, pirates in search of treasure, or something far more unexpected? The discovery of the boot heel only raises more questions than answers, leaving the team eager to uncover the full story. As the team gathers around their latest discoveries, a clear pattern starts to emerge. The coin, the pottery, and the boot heel, could they all belong to different time periods, or are they somehow connected by a single thread of history? Rick Lagina pauses, reflecting on the finds. He can't help but think that these objects may be more than just random artifacts. There's something about these items that feels like they belong together, he says. The team starts discussing the possibility that the Portuguese, the Knights Templar, and other early explorers could have all had some involvement with Oak Island. Could they have been here at different points in time, each leaving behind their own unique mark on the island's history? It's hard to ignore the idea that there's a thread running through all of these discoveries. Rick continues, these artifacts could point to a series of events, each building upon the last. Gary Drayton is quick to add his own theory, leaning over the pottery fragments. I think these finds show us that the island wasn't just a place for treasure hunting, it could have been a place for building. The pottery, the coin, and now the boot heel, it suggests that people were here for a reason beyond just looking for treasure.